Hello everyone. Let us just continue in solving some more questions of clubbing and then we can conclude this topic of clubbing. We have solved the illustrations given in the ICA material, which are also some of them past examination questions as well as MCQs in ICA material. Now there are few more questions which are also given at the end of the chapter in ICAI material. Let us look at the questions and see how to answer them. Very well, these questions can be expected in the main examination. Question number 11. Mr. Mittal has 4 minor children consisting of 3 daughters and 1 son. The annual income of all the children for the assessment year 2020-21 were as follows. So there are how many people here? 3 daughters and 1 son. Total 4 minor children. What is the annual income here? First daughter is having an income of 10,000 including education scholarship of 5,000. So basically scholarship is not going to be taxable because it is out of her own skill and talent. Even under section 10 also scholarships are not taxable. So 5,000 only is taxable in case of first daughter. That will be definitely clubbed in the hands of Mr. Mittal because all the children are minors. But as we know, 1500 exemption is available under section 1032. So out of that 5,000, 1500 if you reduce, 3,500 will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. Mittal. That is from first daughter. Second daughter, 8,500 he said. Of course, 1500 exemption means 7,000 will be clubbed in the hands of income of Mr. Mittal. So we have these calculations. Say first daughter, second daughter, third daughter, and then son. So let us call this first daughter, second daughter, third daughter and son. In the exam you have to write clearly what are those. So first daughter's income, how much has to be clubbed here? So take only 5,000 minus 1500 exemption. Second daughter 8,500, yes, to be clubbed minus 1500. That is 7,000. So that is second daughter, 8,500 minus 1500. Third daughter suffers from a disability. So naturally nothing should be taxable. So let us say 0 should be included. I mean it will be taxable in her hands, not in the hands of Mr. Mittal. No clubbing applied when minor children are suffering from disability specified under section 80U. Then son has 40,000 rupees income and that is also to be clubbed, but 1500 rupees exemption has to be given here also. So keep that in mind. So son's income to be clubbed in the hands of Mr. Mittal, that is 38,500. Mr. Mittal gifted 2 lakhs rupees to his minor son who invested the same in the business and derived an income of 20,000 rupees which is included above. Already that is included above. If it is already included, what is there for us to do? Nothing. Hence already since 40,000 is to be taxable, that is already taxed. So nothing to be done specially about this point. It is only to divert. Compute the income which is to be clubbed in the hands of Mr. Mittal. So total will be how much here? That is 49,000 is the answer. And you have to write the working notes. Majorly these are 4 marks questions. You have to write the working notes. Why this 3,500 exemption is there? Here also exemption is there. 80U should not be clubbed. And here also exemption is there of 1500 rupees under section 1032. That is about calculation of income to be clubbed in the hands of the parent. Since there is only one parent, details are given about only one parent. We don't know about Mrs. Mittal and all. So don't assume things unnecessarily. We don't know means we don't know. Whatever is there, that information only we have to use. So that is about question number 11. Then moving on to question number 12. Another guy, Mr. Dhawal, has an income from salary which is computed of 3,50,000 rupees and his minor children's income is given as under all these things. Compute the gross total income of Mr. Dhawal. So obviously, first of all, we can start with, I'm calculating here. So we can start with the income from salary. income from salaries. So there is taxable amount 3,50,000 is computed. That is a point to be noted. That is already computed. This is computed means what? Means already standard deduction has been given. You don't need to give additionally. If it is only mentioned salary, then we have to give standard deduction of 50,000 rupees maximum. Here since it is computed already after deduction it is 3,50,000. Now other things are given. Minor daughter has earned the following incomes from a TV show. So from a TV show whatever the minor daughter earned, that is not to be clubbed. Why? Because it is earned by using her own talent. No clubbing applied when a minor child earns an income using his or her own talent. So nothing to be clubbed in the case of TV show income earned by his minor daughter. Then same minor daughter earned from interest on FD with a bank, and that was deposited by Dhaval only from his income 5,000. Of course, that interest, whatever the way the minor earns income, doesn't matter. All that additional information is useless. Interest is earned by minor daughter, should be clubbed in the hands of Dhaval. Dhaval deposited, Dhaval's friend gave him her money. All these things are useless. Whatever the case may be, income of minor to be included in the hands of parent. In this case, Mr. Dhaval. So interest should be included, yes, no doubt. But how much? 5,000 of course minus 1,500. Don't forget about the section 1032 exemption. So after 1032 exemption, taxable is 3,500. Then the minor son has earned the following income from the sale of his own painting, 10,000. So painting, this also, you have to write it in the exam. Don't write painting, sale proceeds of painting, like that you have to write. So proper description, proper heading, proper presentation, particulars amount, all these things you know already. You have to do them just like any other chapter here also. Nothing new here, freshly nothing to be created. So painting means sale proceeds of painting, nothing to be clubbed here in the hands of Dhaval. But that does not mean it is not taxable. They are taxable in the hands of minor only. But we are talking about computation of total income of Dhaval. So in the hands of Dhaval, nothing is taxable because it is also earned by the minor son from his own skill or talent. No clubbing in that case. Next, interest on FD with the bank deposited by Dhaval from his income 1,000 rupees. So here from the son also there is interest, but nothing is taxable. Why? Look at the amount. Amount is 1,000, which is less than 1,500. Up to 1,500 rupees there is an exemption. 1,000 rupees fully exempt under section 1032. So what is the total amount that is going to be clubbed and taxable in the hands of Mr. Dhaval is how much? That is 3,53,500. That is the answer. 3,53,500. What is our question here? Compute gross total income. 3,53,500 is the gross total income. So for this TV show and one painting, logic you have to write, provision you have to write, since these are earned by the own talent of skill or talent of the minor child, no clubbing provisions are applicable. As far as the FD interest of the minor daughter is concerned, 1,500 exemption is available under 1032, but the same interest for son, 1,500 is not available. 1,500 or actual income, whichever is lower will be the exemption. Exemption can never be more than income. Income itself is 1,000. So how much will be exempted? 1,000 will be exempted. So nothing is taxable here. Nothing is to be clubbed here. So this is already given directly. So final answer for this question is 3,53,500. That is question number 12. Next, question number 13. One more question. Names are similar, but don't worry, questions are different. Mr. Dhaval and his wife Mrs. Hetal furnish the following information. So there are different things given. What is required here? Compute the total income of Dhaval and Hetal for the assessment year 2020-21. So we have two people here. I am just writing the dry letters only for understanding purposes. But in the exam you have to write all proper presentation. Dhaval and Hetal. So one by one let us see. Salary income computed of Mrs. Hetal. So that is her income. So definitely that will be taxable in whose hands? In her hands only. 4,60,000. That is the salary income of Mrs. Hetal. Yeah. So salary income of Mrs. Hetal is, that is 4,60,000 already computed, so don't give another standard deduction more. Income of minor son B who suffers from disability specified in section 80U 1,08,000, should it be clubbed in anybody's hands? No. So only note required. Nothing required here to be done. Why? Because we are not asked to calculate others' income. We are asked to calculate only income of Dhawal and Hetal. And who earned this income here? B. Who is their minor son? Nothing to do with these two people, since it is a minor son who is suffering from a disability mentioned in 80U. Same with the third point also, income of minor daughter C from singing. Should it be clubbed also? No, it should not be clubbed in the hands of anybody as well. So salaries income only for Hetal. And now income from profession of Dhawal is given, that we can call it PGBP. For Dhawal, how much it is? 7,50,000. 7,50,000 is PGBP taxable in the hands of Mr. Dhawal. Hetal, these are their incomes only. So far nothing is clubbed. Disability suffered by B, minor son, no clubbing. C also got some income, but that she got, that minor daughter got it because of her talent, so not to be clubbed. So fourth point is directly to be taken to Dhawal's point. Under the Dhawal's hands it will be taxable. Then fifth point, cash gift received by C, and who is C? Minor daughter, on 2/10/2019 from a friend of Hetal on winning of a singing competition 48,000. See, singing competition is a normal income, but cash gift received, this is not the prize money of the competition. If it is a prize money of the competition, that's a different story. By appreciating that, if C received some gift, then that is different story. However, on the contrary, other side of it, 48,000 is the money only received in the form of gift. So question comes once again, is it something that is earned out of talent? Can we say that? No, answer is no. But still it is not taxable. Why? Why? Because the amount is less than 50,000. That is why this entire 48,000 shall not be taxable, because this is a gift, cash gift, not exceeding 50,000. So nothing to be taxable, nothing to be clubbed. Then point number 6 here, income of minor married daughter A from company deposit 30,000. So minor married daughter is important to note. Will minor married daughter's income be clubbed in the hands of parents? Answer is yes. But what is exception? Only income from house property. This is not income from house property, this is company deposit. So 30,000 should be clubbed, no doubt about it. However, in whose hands? Whose income is higher before clubbing? And whose income is higher here? 7,50,000. And how much should be clubbed? Should we club 30,000? No. We have to club only 28,500. Why? Because there is an exemption of 1,500 rupees under section 1032. That's all we have. The total amount of taxable income which is in the hands of Dhawal and Hetal. That is how much? For Dhawal, the total income is 7,78,500. For Hetal it is 4,60,000. You can just have a general look at the answers also. So Dhawal 7,78,500, Hetal 4,60,000. Same with earlier question. What is the taxable amount in the hands of Mr. Dhawal, the earlier other Dhawal? That is 3,53,500. And what was earlier answer? 49,000. That is 49,000. So these are the answers for the questions which are in ICAI material. With this, comprehensively, this entire ICAI material in relation to the clubbing chapter has been completed. Of course, not to think that these are going to happen in the same way for all chapters. Definitely not required also, because we need to know the essence of the chapter more or less all the times. Particularly the chapters like deductions are tedious. We don't need to know each and every line. We don't need to go through each and every line. The essence of that, the summary of that is enough. So there in those chapters we will go to directly the summary of provisions. Whereas this chapter we have gone through each and every item of provision. We have discussed about each and every section, how it is. Only once again to understand the procedure of learning. Not necessary that all of that is going to be directly useful in problem solving. For problem solving, this entire Summary of this is enough, and of course practice of number of problems would be required definitely in problem solving, right? That concludes the ICA materials discussion, revision as well as problem solving in relation to clubbing. Now there are some more questions which are past examination questions. We can just quickly go through them also. Like for example this question, read it carefully, it is only available here, it is not there anywhere. Determine the gross total income of X and his wife from the following particulars for the year ending 31st March 2020. Points are given, what is required is X and his wife. So let us take like this easily, we can take something like one second. Yeah, that is easier. So for Mr. X, let us call it his wife as Mrs. X for simplicity purposes. So X and his wife is said, what is asked is gross total income of X and his wife also from the particulars. So Mr. X and Mrs. X, this is what we have to calculate. Particulars, Mr. X, Mrs. X, this is going to be the answer normally with the heading and all that same, that is fine. Now look at the points one by one and we have to just start adding the incomes in each of those hands wherever they are taxable. First point, X and his wife are partners in a firm carrying on cloth business. Respective shares of profit are 78,000 and 60,000. So both of them are partners and they receive a share of profit from the partnership firm 78,000 and 60,000. Under which head they will be taxable? They will not be taxable at all. Whatever else is coming in your mind, that is wrong. Why? Because it is a share of profit. Share of profit received from a partnership firm is not taxable, that is exempt from tax. Why is that? Since firm already would have paid tax on that. No need of double taxation. And we have discussed this earlier also. Share of profit received by a partner from the partnership firm is never taxable. Then question number 2. Point number 2. Their 16-year-old son has been admitted to the benefits of another firm from which he received 80,000 as his share of profit. That also will be exempt. Whoever receives it, share of profit from a partnership firm is never going to be taxable. So 80,000, ignore it. At 90,000 is interest on capital. And the capital was invested out of the minor's own funds amounting to 9 lakhs. Whoever funds may be, finally point is minor earned an income. How much? 90,000 interest on capital, that is an income definitely for the minor. Since he is a minor, 16 years old, less than 18 years, any minor's income should be clubbed in the hands of that parent whose income is higher before that clubbing. Do we know whose income is higher now? We cannot know that. So we will postpone this point to the end. And later we have to come back to this, but we know already 80,000 we don't need to worry, we are only worried about this 90,000, of course after giving an exemption of 1500. One of these two people's hands it should be clubbed, either Mr. X or Mrs. X. Who is that? Right now we don't know. Next, go to next point. A house property in the name of X was transferred to his wife on 1/12/2019 for adequate consideration. The property has been let at a rent of 30,000 per month. Very important point here. X had a house property which was let for 30,000 per month. He transferred it to the wife, who is Mrs. X, on 1/12/2019 for adequate consideration. Adequate consideration, does it require clubbing? No. Clubbing required when the transfer happens without adequate consideration. Means section 27 will be applicable when the transfer happens without adequate consideration. So here 27 is not applicable. But what many people will think, not applicable, we will move on. No Baba, where you will move on? Though clubbing is not applicable, income to taxable, no? Income is there, no? Income from house property. That should be taxed in the hands of X also and Mrs. X also. Not to be clubbed, but they are taxable in their respective hands. How many months in the hands of Mr. X? Calculate this, 30,000 into how many months? 1st December, right? So 8 months it was with Mr. X and remaining 4 months, December, January, February, March. The property was with Mrs. X. No clubbing, but Mrs. X is definitely also to be paying tax on that, Mr. X also to be paying tax on that as an income from house property. However, you should also consider that you have to give a deduction of 30%. So minus how much? 30%. Minus 30% of what? 30% of same thing, 30,000 into 8. So 1,68,000. So you can do these calculations carefully. 2,40,000. You can just do otherwise also. 2,40,000 into 30% is how much? 72,000. So how much is taxable effectively? 1,68,000. So take this here also. Take this here also. So 1,20,000 is income from house property. Normally this can be done in the working separately. Let us do that. Let us keep it separate. So 2,40,000 in the case of Mr. X and 1,20,000 in the case of Mrs. X. But what happened? 30% of the net annual value to be given as deduction under section 24. So what is taxable is this. How much is that? That is amount of 1,68,000 and 84,000. That is income from house property taxable in the hands of X and Mrs. X after doing this in the working note. This can be considered as working note. Rent here 8 months for Mr. X, 4 months for Mrs. X, no clubbing. If it was for inadequate consideration, this also would have been clubbed in the hands of Mr. X. But now it is taxable in the hands of Mrs. X only. 4 months for Mrs. X, 30% deducted. So remaining is income from house property taxable for each of them separately. No clubbing in this case. That is third point. Fourth point. Debentures of a company of 1,40,000 and 1,20,000 purchased 2 years ago are in the names of X and his wife respectively, okay, on which interest is receivable at 10% per annum. So means X will get how much interest? 14,000. Mrs. X will get how much interest? 12,000. 10% is the interest. So just for understanding purposes, X will get 14,000 and Mrs. X will get 12,000 interest. However, his wife had in the past transferred 70,000 out of her income to X for the purchase of debentures in X's name. So this 14,000 is coming from 1,40,000, which includes 70,000 earlier which was given to Mr. X by his wife. So his wife earlier transferred an asset and now that asset is earning income. What is that asset transferred? Asset transferred is money. With that, the debentures are purchased by X and that is earning income of 14,000. In this, how much should be clubbed with Mrs. X? Because Mrs. X gave him money, not fully, only partially. So 70,000 is related to her money, which means 7,000 should be taxable in the hands of Mr. X and remaining 7,000 should be added to Mrs. X income. That is the treatment for debentures, right? 7,000 Mr. X only, that is his money. The 7,000 that is coming from the money received from his wife, that is to be clubbed in the hands of his wife only, Mrs. X. So 7,000 and 19,000 is taxable here. Interest on debentures. Next, fifth point, X has transferred 50,000 to his wife in the year 2017 without any consideration, which was given as a loan by her to Y. She earned 20,000 as interest during the earlier previous years, which was also given as loan to Y. During the financial year 1920, she received interest at the rate of 10% per annum on 70,000 rupees. So 50 plus 20 on 70,000 rupees, so she received 7,000 rupees interest, 10% means. But the question is that 7,000 to be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X? No. But what is the answer? How much to be clubbed? 5,000 should be clubbed, which is the income earned out of the asset that is transferred earlier. That much only should be clubbed. That interest is given by her as loan again to somebody else and she again got interest on interest. That is income on income. Should that be clubbed? No. But should that be taxable? Of course, yes. In whose hands? Whoever receives that. And who is receiving that? Mrs. X. So out of this 7,000, 5,000 is only to be clubbed. 2,000, since it is income on income, it should not be clubbed. Right? That is the point here to be noted in relation to clubbing of this income. Next, the last one, X transfers 75,000 to a trust. The income accruing from its investment as interest amounted to 7,500, out of which 5,000 shall be utilized for the benefit of his son's wife and 2,500 for the benefit of his son's minor child. Understand this very carefully. How much should be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X? When there is a indirect transfer done for the benefit of son's wife, that should be clubbed in the hands of transferor. Definitely 5,000 should be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X. No doubt. However, read this carefully. Remaining 2,500 is for the benefit of whom? His son's minor child, not his minor child. Are there any provisions for grandchildren in this chapter? Are there any provisions? No. The provisions are all related to what? Provisions are all related to spouse, son's wife, minor children of the SSC, not children of the SSC. So this will not be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X. Of course, it should be clubbed in the hands of whom? Mr. X's son. And we are not calculating his income. So don't worry about this 2,500 to be ignored. So these are the various things that we have now. So whatever the income of Mr. X is total, that is 1,85,000. Income of Mrs. X is 1,05,000. So whose income is higher? Mr. X income is higher. Incidentally, don't assume always Mr.'s income will be higher than Mrs. No rule like that. In this case also it is like that. But that is incidentally, Mr. X is having more income. So what we have earlier postponed it, now we have to include that also in the income of Mr. X after reducing 1,500 rupees as an exemption. So here what should be clubbed? What should be clubbed here? Here. So profit to nothing. Let us add like this. Mr. X will have 90,000 interest on capital minus 1,500 exemption per minor child, because here we are talking 16 years old son. That should be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X. We know now. Earlier we don't know. Now we know that. So profit from partnership firm is exempt wherever it is. So 78,000, 60,000, 80,000 all are not taxable. This 90,000 is taxable as interest on capital, but that will be taxable in whose hands? Not in the hands of minor, but in the hands of the parent. Which parent? Whose income is higher before that clubbing? In this case, which is Mr. X. So 88,500 to be taxed in the hands of Mr. X. Remaining things already we know. That is income from house property, we calculate separately. Then in debentures also, where the income is earned by Mr. X out of the money received from Mrs. X. To that extent, it should be clubbed in the hands of Mrs. X. Remaining is taxable in the hands of Mr. X only. Here also, income from the asset transferred is clubbed, but income on income is not to be clubbed, so that is continued to be taxed in the hands of Mrs. X only. And this is 5,000 rupees for the benefit of son's wife. Don't give 1,500 exemptions and all for son's wife's income also. Nothing is there, no exemption, so that is fully includable, no exemption in that case. So what is the total income here we are talking? That is 2,73,500 for Mr. X and 1,05,000 for Mrs. X. And that's what is asking. For all the calculations, ultimately what is asked? Determine the gross total income of X and his wife. That is the gross total income, 273,500 and 1,05,000. So read this problem carefully, slowly, one by one. You can pause this screen also if you want, and then one by one read the points carefully. Then do this problem once again. Each point is explained. Listen to this once again if you require, but solve it to get the gross total income of Mr. X and Mrs. X. Perfect question for examination conditions. Such questions can be expected. Then the last one from past examination, just for a quick discussion. Mr. A is an employee of Larsen Limited and has a substantial interest in the company. Clear. His salary is 25,000 rupees per month. Mrs. A is also working in that company at a salary of 10,000 rupees per month without any professional qualification. So, A is having, what is our requirement here? Compute the income of Mr. and Mrs. A, right? Okay, same thing. Mr. and Mrs. A here. So, let us quickly calculate Mr. and Mrs. A's income. So, what is the information given? First of all, A gets a salary of 25,000 rupees per month. Okay, fine. But is that the taxable amount? No. Remember carefully, standard deduction 50,000 should be reduced. Same way, Mrs. A is working in that company with a salary of 10,000 rupees per month without any professional qualification. Means what? That should be clubbed in the hands of Mr. A only, because Mr. A is having substantial interest in that company, Larsen Limited, very clearly given. So whatever remuneration received by Mrs. A without qualification shall be clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. How much is that? That is 10,000 into 12. Once again, minus 50,000. Doubt may come, already we gave 50,000, now here again 50,000, why? No. Why? Because this is Mr. A's income, this is 2,50,000 is Mr. A's income, 70,000 is not Mr. A's income. It should be first computed in the hands of the income earner. After computing it in the hands of income earner, it will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. Just because 70,000 is below Mr. A's name does not mean this is the income of Mr. A. It is not. It is the income of Mrs. A only. But it is clubbed in the hands of Mr. A because of clubbing provisions of 64(1)(2). That is why it is included here. So Mrs. A, as a separate person who received this salary, is also eligible for her own standard deduction of 50,000 rupees. No doubt and no problem in that. In addition to that, Mr. A receives 30,000 as income from securities, he says. Okay, that is also taxable as income from other sources. That is 30,000 rupees income from securities. Mrs. A owns a house property which she has let out. Rent received from that property is 12,000 rupees per month. So once again, calculate carefully. 12,000 rupees per month into 30% deduction if you take. So how much is taxable? In whose hands that too? That is Mrs. A's hands. Income from house property, that is 1,08,000. So 12,000 per month is 1,44,000. Deduct 30% deduction under section 24. So taxable income from house property is 1,08,000. So that is under Mrs. A, it is taxable. Don't assume that it was transferred by A and all. If nothing is given, don't assume things like that. That is her property. There can be property belonging to her also. What is wrong with that? So that is her income. Definitely it is taxable in her own hands. No need of clubbing unnecessarily. Now Mr. and Mrs. A have 3 minor children and 2 twin daughters and 1 son. Totally 3. 2 twin daughters and 1 son. Income of the twin daughters is 2,000 per annum and the son is of 1,200 per annum. Compute the income of Mr. and Mrs. A. But question is, did he never said 2,000 per annum is per daughter or put together? Both of them. Let us assume it is per daughter. 2,000, in that case 1,500 per daughter is exempt, means 500 per daughter is taxable. Like that 2 daughters are there, that means 1,000 rupees is to be clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. Why Mr. A? Because obviously his income is higher before clubbing the minor children's income when compared to his spouse's income. So son's income is not to be clubbed because it is not exceeding 1,500 rupees. So what is the total income of Mr. A? 3,51,000 rupees. Mrs. A is 1,08,000 rupees. That's all. That is also a question, examination question given in the past. So these are some of the questions for practice, discussion and application of various provisions that we have discussed in the chapter of clubbing. All these questions were already discussed and there in the ICA material also for your quick reference. So all these questions have been discussed, right? But you need to practice more in order to be more comfortable with these problems. Similar questions can be expected in the examination also. With that, we can conclude the problem solving part of the clubbing provisions also, right? Fine then. Thank you very much. Bye bye.